How you doing?
Coach, as always, thanks so much for taking some time to join us. Coach, if you would please start us out with an opening statement about your team's most recent outing versus Grambling State.
We played against a wonderful team coached by a dear friend, Hugh Jackson, which he's come a long way from when he just inherited this team. And they're going to be something in the near future if they just allow him to do what he's capable of doing. We started out slow, had a tremendous amount of turnovers. Then we went into halftime and got it together and came out and played sound, fundamental football like we're capable of playing. We're happy and elated for the win. They created a tremendous challenge in the first half. They were dominant in the first half a lot more than we were, but we got it together.
Appreciate those opening comments. First question goes to Charles Bishop.
Good morning, Coach. How you doing?
How you doing, boss?
I wanted to ask a little bit about halftime speech and it's specifically in terms of having the pulse of this team. You said what you need to say in regards to how they played in the first half, but you came back out and you said it's not too late to dominate. You didn't scream or fuss or cuss or anything of that nature, but just having the pulse of this team.
We got a lot of talent, and it's very challenging for some of the players because they're not getting as much playing time as they would like. But that comes at practice. So if we don't see it at practice, we don't expect to see it in the game. Now, we're trying to figure out why we hadn't put it all together since playing against FAMU. Because there, we put it all together, offensively, defensively, special teams. Now we go and play against Coach George's team. And it was just a lackluster, not effort, but we didn't put it together. Then we come this week and we have a dismal first half as well. It's almost like we think we're just going to roll out the football and that people are going to lay down for us. That's not how it's going to be. People are going to challenge us and they're going to come at us with everything they got. We're trying to figure out how to get off to a better start and eliminate some of the things that you've seen me constantly preach against: the fumbling, the offsides, the holding, the passing, the interception, the pass interferences, and all. We got to figure it out.
Quick follow-up to that, Coach. I wanted to ask about the cohesion of this offensive line. Through 3 games, you're averaging 158 yards per game versus last year through the first 3 games, only 46 yards per game.
Well, that's because there's only one guy that's on the line from last season that's starting, and that's our left tackle. So having those new faces and understand how we want to work, be cohesive, move the football. We dedicated to running the football, not just sitting back there thinking Shedeur is going to save us in the fourth quarter like he did last year. That's not going to happen. We really went out and addressed our issues of running the football, and as well as the running backs as well, and the tight ends. They're blocking their butts off. So this is truly a team effort. The coaches are doing a phenomenal job with emphasizing that in the inside run drills as well at practice.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thank you, my man.
Next question goes to Kendrick Marshall.
Yeah, Coach, you're talking about your running game, and a big part of your running game on Saturday was Wilkerson. Just talk a little bit about the dynamic he brings to the team, a good physical runner that he is.
Say that once again. I'm sorry.
Oh, just Wilkerson, the running back. Talk about his contributions to the team and how physical of a style he runs the football.
Oh my God, he's very physical. He hits. He's decisive. One plant go, and he brings the tackle to you whether you want it or not. And it has ignited the offensive line because they know they have a few guys. We got a few guys that can hit it, but no one hits it like he's been hitting it. And I'm proud of him, man, because he's the quiet killer, man. He don't say much, worked his butt off, climbed up the depth chart, and when he got the opportunity, he took advantage of it.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you, sir.
Next question goes to James Hill.
Hey, Coach, I hope you and the guys are well. Shedeur, man, he's on a whole nother level. Can you talk a little bit about Shedeur? 21 of 31, 357 and 4, just sizzling.
Yeah, he was a little off in the first half. He had some personal things on his mind that he needed to get off, so we got that straight at halftime. But if we protect this kid, we're going to see numbers like that every darn game. If we could run the football, we're going to see numbers like that every darn game. hats off to Brett Bartolome. I mean, our offensive coordinator, he's done a phenomenal job of dialing it up and knowing what Shedeur likes, what he doesn't like. And I got to give Shedeur a lot of credit. He gets us into plays and situations that we need to be in. Like, regardless if the play comes from the sideline, he can look at the defense and make sure we're calling the right thing. So he has the liberty to change what he wants to change. And he's been pretty successful thus far doing that. But I'm proud of him as a father, and I adore it as a coach.
Coach, a big game this weekend. Valley's coming in. Everybody in the Magnolia State and everywhere else will be watching, for that matter. But talk a little bit about this big game this weekend, the rivalry, the pageantry. It's all about Mississippi.
Well, I can't start off talking about this game without talking about my dear friend, Coach Dancy. You talking about a guy I love, I appreciate, and a guy that can coach his butt off. My God, it's unbelievable. I know he's going to come ready and prepared. His defense has a commitment to excellence. I know they've been through a rough patch in all facets of the program, but they will come ready to play. I promise you that.
Thank you. Have a blessed week.
You
Safe
as well.
travels.
Next question goes to Zach McKinnell.
How you doing, Coach?
How you doing, sir?
You've talked about the depth of your wide receiving core, but one of the consistent threats these first 3 weeks has been transfer Dallas Daniels. Can you speak about how he's been able to establish himself as one of the top receivers for your team?
When Dallas first got to Jackson State, he put his head down and went to work. Last week, he put his head down and went to work. The first week, he put his head down and went to work. The thing about Dallas Daniels is he's consistent with who he is. When you're consistent with who you are, the ball somehow finds you. And this kid is a pro. Every scout that comes in, I say, that is a pro. The way he goes about his job, the way he takes care of his body, the way he comes in and out of breaks, the way he catches the football, the guy is a pro. I just really requested that pro see more targets, because if he has more targets, he's going to put up numbers every week. The kid is phenomenal. He's a true problem to deal with.
And a quick follow-up with the Valley matchup. I know it's just Monday, so the film review has just started. Have there been any players on film that have really stuck out to you and the staff as players that you guys are going to have to deal with this upcoming weekend?
I don't want to say that, because then I would be forgetting another player, and he gets sensitive and all that kind of stuff. That whole team we got to deal with. Coach Dancy is going to have this whole team ready and prepared, including special teams. Let's not forget special teams, because they could make or break you, and we're praying that they make us.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you, sir.
Last question goes to Dr. Cavill.
This is Dr. Cavill with Inside the HBC Sports Lab. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning, sir.
Know you're on the road there, but wanted to go back to Deion Sanders. I know you answered the question earlier about him, but no interceptions. He spreads the ball over various wide receivers. As you talked about, he gets you out in different plays. Talk about the pro, but what he's done this year from somebody that's just a sophomore. I'm amazed in terms of what we're seeing. Can you talk about what is attributing to all the things that is allowing him to have the level of success that he's having right now?
Shedeur, his growth. I mean, you got to understand, he was a true freshman starting at quarterback, taking on this responsibility with the SWAC on his back because of some of the statements he made, but also being my son and playing for Jackson State. The kid led us to a darn SWAC championship. The kid had 30 touchdowns. The kid had, 3,000 yards or something close to it. He was phenomenal. I think before I went into the hospital, I think he only had 4 interceptions or something like that. So his study habits, the way he approaches practice, the way he approaches the game, but the way he prepares, if you know how much time he puts in watching film and preparing, by the time we get to the game, he could look over that way and say, I know he's blitzed right there, and he checks us out of that play and put us in something that he desires for us to be in. But Coach Brett that's been working with him diligently to make everything comfortable for him. And the more comfortable he is, the better we're going to go. When he goes, it's going to be hard to deal with us. And add on to that, we have a running game now. It's going to be hard to deal with it. And your defense is consistent with who they are. We had some hiccups last week, but they're going to be consistently getting us the ball back. And we have a plethora of receivers, running back that can pound it, a couple other backs that can dance and hit it when they need to. But this is a tremendous offense. It really is. Like last week, we just didn't punch it in the week before in Tennessee. We didn't punch it in, but we had over 400 yards of offense.
You talk about also teaching men for life, and you're looking for a standard of excellence,
Yes.
dominance. Talk about how you talk to young people or anybody you talk to, I guess, when you do different types of presentations, but understanding the need for perfection and looking for dominance or always trying to get better. You've seen it at the highest level. Where does it come from, and why is that so important when you're talking to young individuals, particularly in this case, young men?
Because we got a plethora of young people that just want to fit in with the crowd and the cliques and the whosoever wills. And they're forgetting that there's a level of commitment, there's a level of dominance, there's a level of perfection that you can claim if you desire it. When they're on the Instagram and they start to follow people, they should watch the patterns. If they're not leading you somewhere where you want to go, you need to start unfollow them because it don't make sense. So many leaders that are truly not leaders. I just say it like this: just because you're walking in the front don't mean you lead. And we got a lot of youngsters following people walking in the front, and they ain't leaders. And I pray to God that we understand who, what, when, where, and how in some form or facet, because the young folks are our future, truly our future. And I'm willing to invest everything I got in.
Thank you, Coach. Safe travels.
Thank you. God bless y'all, man. Appreciate
Thank you,
you.
Coach. Appreciate your time. Look forward to speaking to you again next week.